In and out, sorry. Not that in and out is bad. It's two different types of burgers.
Totally. So you got these two transfers who came in and seemed to make up a good impression to start fall camp, and Chris and Xavion. Just what have you seen from them so far?
Xavier has the advantage. He was here in spring ball, so he's doing things faster, reacting faster. He still needs a lot of reps. Chris is now starting to pick things up as we're going. Needs a ton of reps, but he's slightly ahead of him in that regard. But both of them have played college football before. They've been in college football practice, they've been in the college football environment and the process and everything, so that benefits them in that regard.
Xavion, how important was it for you when you were looking to add to the safety room to get someone who had already some knowledge of your defensive scheme?
Well, it was a recruiting hole from I want to say this right, the 2020 class. There was not a defensive back signed in that class. So bringing some of these guys in has helped just get us back to normal. I know it's a big push in recruiting. Everybody's saying that they have 1,000 defensive backs on their roster. That's easy to say based on what we've signed, but in 2020 no one was signed. So our numbers balanced everybody else's that is recruiting against us. In that regard, do the math. We have the same amount of numbers everybody else does.
It seems like a bunch of different body types too there that you can kind of move around and play with.
That's big because what Coach Orlando does a great job of is address opponents' weaknesses, what are our strengths, and play to those and utilize guys for certain situations, whether it be 10 personnel, 12 personnel, 11 personnel, whatever we're trying to get accomplished. You have a lot of options to do that.
When you and Todd got here, you guys talked about running and hitting and being physical. Now that it's here too, how do you feel like the kids have adapted to it?
I think it's all a mindset. It's all a mentality. It's a level of what's expected, and I believe the term is the standard's the standard, and getting guys to understand that and embrace that and understand the why behind it, of what we're trying to accomplish with that. Tough to do last year with no spring ball and limited camp. Huge benefit to what our strength staff's done. Those guys have done an amazing job. It's allowed our guys to be able to come out and do those things and to consistently do that. They put armor on their bodies. They got more flexible. They got stronger. So Coach Steiner's crew cannot get enough praise for what they've put these guys in a position to do what we ask of them day in, day out.
Is there anything you saw in that first day of pads where you were like, oh, this body transformation's paid off?
The positive was usually the first day of pads is a lot of talking and not much. It's kind of like a silent movie. A lot of action, not much sound. And there actually was some good contact, some good things on both sides of the ball. So that was fun to see. Usually it's just a lot of yapping and not much striking.
When you teach the blitz, I'm just curious about, with all the protection that goes to quarterbacks, is that kind of a natural lead-in to emphasizing go for the ball versus getting a piece of the quarterback, or has that changed in any way?
The rules have significantly changed where rightfully so the quarterback is protected and you have a small area that you can target. So depending on are you inside out or outside in, we're teaching them to target certain things. One, to play the game the right way and play it safely. For also us to avoid penalties, but be very advantageous once we get back there for strip sacks and things of that nature. So yes, obviously you got to get there to make it happen. Once you're there, there is a nuance to how do you attack that quarterback and or back in the protection to get what we want out of it, to get the end result.
I think you had Greg Johnson last year, but when he misses spring, what have you seen from him coming back and getting on the field?
He did a really good job though. He missed, but he was engaged and locked in. One big part of what we preach is the mental rep aspect of it, staying locked in, staying focused, which is going to be asked of these guys when they want to try to play on Sundays. So he did a really good job doing transitioning and working. He did a great job in the summertime in our play run practices. Once he was turned loose to go, and now we're just trying to kick that rust off.
Is there anything in particular you're looking for from the nickelback besides the
Oh, yeah, okay, so like the difference,
who would be backing him up right now?
There's a couple guys fighting for that right now.
Did you guys have to adjust your strategy to camp at all with the new NCAA rules?
Well, you got to take advantage of the days that you can actually put pads on and go. I've got an opinion on it, which I'm going to keep that to myself. But you know, for the player safety part of it, also you got to put them in a position to where players are used to receiving contact and giving contact to do it in a proper manner, and the fundamental way to go do that. So when you reduce the opportunity to do it, you cannot waste those opportunities. And then when guys say maybe miss a workout for whatever, just maybe they've got a ding here or there, and they miss those fully padded practices, it's really detrimental to their development and getting them ready to where we're not pushing people out of bounds like we did a couple of games early last year. We're actually running through people.
Let's do one more.
Sorry if you got this question already, but in terms of Xavier Alford, where's he taking the biggest steps from spring to now?
It's the, as I said before, it was the advancement of what he learned in the spring and now implementing that and playing faster and not thinking but reacting. That's the biggest part of what we do defensively with our safeties. There's a lot to ask of them. So they've got to obviously be a smart football player, and it's one thing to know what to do. Now I have to know what to do, know the check quickly, react quickly so I can play instinctively and not be a robot. Do not be the PowerPoint. Know my job, know my assignment, and then go know the strengths and weaknesses of that call and understand where am I going to get attacked and where do I need to respond based on that.
Thank you, Coach.